Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 25th September 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. So here I am taking very important articles which are like highly possible, like you can get some expected questions from this topic. I am taking that topics as well. And actually one more thing here is you can see our analysis of UPSC mains 2024, and you can see like directly many questions that appear from our current affairs. And even I said in that analysis that where you can use the articles which are in our newspaper to substantiate your arguments. Okay, please don't miss those sessions of essay GS1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so I'll be posting each and every class, okay, in our YouTube channel. So try to ensure that you watch those so that you can understand how our current affairs is very relevant to write your mains. If you are missing this, then you will be out of race. This is my challenge. Okay, now let us see the first article. See the title, Good Beginning, says India on United Nations Security Council reform document. So as you all know that we are reading about this United Nations Summit for Future from 3 days onwards, right? So we studied about our Union Environment Ministry Secretary also talked about we have to focus on sustainable living rather than decreasing of emissions. And in yesterday's class, we discussed about our Prime Minister. He made some statements regarding we need reforms in global organizations like United Nations Security Council, right? So now this article is the continuation of that article. So this article is saying that yes, there is a good beginning because actually there is United Nations Security Council reform document had been started. That means here, yes, different countries, okay, powerful countries, they wants to come up with reforms in this United Nations Security Council now. Okay, so where you can connect this article in your syllabus from your GS paper 2. So what is the keyword? United Nations Security Council. It is from GS paper 2. So what are the things that you have to see from this article? First, you have to understand what is this United Nations Security Council, and you have to see members. So in these members, we have two types: permanent members, and next one is temporary members. So actually we have 15 members in this United Nations Security Council. Out of this we have P5, they are powerful 5 nations, they are permanent 5 nations, and we have temporary 10 countries. And here these countries, they will be having no veto power, but these countries, they have veto power, and the tenure of these countries is 2 years. And you have to see what are the functions of this United Nations Security Council. And you have to see some words or some terminologies like G4 and as well as Coffee Club. So G4 is nothing but the countries which are fighting for reforms in this United Nations Security Council, in that India is part. And Coffee Club, it is a group of countries, they are opposite to this G4. These countries, they don't want any reforms or changes in this United Nations Security Council. And here you have to see about why India is asking for permanent status. So how India is eligible for this permanent country in this United Nations Security Council. So these are some important dimensions that you have to see. Okay, now let us see this article. India has welcomed the inclusion of a detailed paragraph on United Nations Security Council reform. So actually, so they are saying that yes, there is a pact for future. So it is a good beginning. Okay, so here we need mainly negotiations, and actually the problem here is they are saying that yes, we are going to come up with the reforms in this United Nations Security Council, but the problem is there is no timeline for these reforms. So it is one challenge which is highlighted in this article. So if you see the key points, yes, we can say that So this United Nations reforms, it is one of the important significant reforms in the history, and actually we can say that it is a historical moment which indicates the shift from addressing long-standing issues of representation. So actually, United Nations Security Council is focusing on establishing of peace across the country. So why? Because if you see in Russia and Ukraine, the issue is going on more than 2 years, and you can see Gaza issue, like Israel and Palestine issue, and even Syria, there is instability, and wherever you go in different continents, there are some issues. So it is the responsibility of this kind of organizations to establish peace, security, and stability of the region. So here we will be having representation from the different continents. So actually there is very less representation from Asia and Africa. So because of this, now the countries you are asking for, there is a need to come up with reforms so that there will be increased representation of countries from Asia and as well as Africa, because European countries are having good representation, but not in this less developed or developing countries. So because of this, we need reforms. And next one here is, yes, they are asking for need of more representation in this council so that we can address global consensus. And next one here is, historically there is very less representation from this Africa. So here in this pact of the future, so there is an increased trust that Africa is going to get more representation, so that will enhance trust or cooperation in these member nations. And even India plays a very important role because India proposed this in this United Nations Summit for Future, okay, regarding, yes, we need to come up with the reforms. So if there is no reforms, then that organization will be irrelevant. It will be not addressing the present challenges. So here, as a leader in the global south, yes, India needs to play this role. And next one here is, so this article is also saying that we need to take reforms as soon as possible, because if we are not taking any reforms, it will undermine the progress of entire world. And next one here is, even this agreement is focusing on need to adapt United Nations Security Council to reflect global demographics. Like in which countries there is a more population, so that population need to be represented well. If you see like developed and as well as developing countries, so which countries they are having more population? Developed? No. So already we know that we already studied about this demographic winter concept in our GS paper 1 in your UPSC 2024. It says that old age population is increasing and young age population is decreasing. So developed countries, they are having this phenomena of demographic winter, but not in the case of less developing countries or less developed countries. So here, but what happened in this United Nations Security Council is, developed countries are having more representation than compared to that of developing and less developed. That means the more demographic problems have been addressed here. So we need to take some changes so that global demographics need to be reflected in our organizations. And next here, if you see some facts regarding this UNSC, it is called as United Nations Security Council. It is one of the important principal organ of our United Nations, and primary responsibility is to ensure peace and security. And actually, if you see this, United Nations Security Council will be settling the dispute by the peaceful means, and even it can impose sanctions if countries they are not maintaining or restoring international peace and security. So as you all know that Russia and Ukraine issue is going on from last 2 years, more than 2 years. 2 years had been completed. But even though, what is the role of United Nations Security Council? Whether it established peace or security in this region? Why? Why? Because if you go here, the membership of this United Nations Security Council, as I said, we have permanent members and temporary members, right? So these countries, they are having veto. Veto means if one country is not accepting, that proposal will be stopped. So here, Russia is one of the permanent member. So if any resolution to be passed against Russia, will Russia accept it? No. Because of this, now United Nations Security Council is losing its relevance. Because of this, we need reforms. So what are the powers and functions of this organization? So it will be establishing peacekeeping operations, and even it will be establishing international sanctions on the countries, and even it will be authorizing military action through council resolutions. So members, as I said, 15 members, out of which we have P5, that is powerful 5 nations or permanent 5 nations, and those includes UK, China, France, Russia, and US. So US will be always supporting India, and as well as Russia will be always supporting India to get this status of permanent, but India is stopped by China. China says that if India gets this permanent membership, even Pakistan is also eligible. So China is blocking entry of India into permanent membership of this United Nations Security Council. So this is the thing will be focused by India in any organization meetings. Okay, so actually these P5 countries, why they got permanent status? Because they were winners of World War II. Okay, after World War II, these countries they had won. So because of this, they had this status of P5, and they have veto power over the decisions of United Nations Security Council. So 10 non-permanent members are there each year. Then 193 members of General Assembly, they will elect 5 non-permanent members. That means, as I said, 10 members. So 5 members will be elected 1 year, and 5 members will be elected 1 year. That means they will be having tenure of 2 years. Okay, India served as non-permanent member for 8 times. Okay, now let us see the second article. Center to launch new project on urban poverty alleviation. So you know that poverty alleviation is very important, and you got already many mains question your GS1 and 2 regarding this schemes and programs of government, right? So here this article is very important from GS paper to under governance point of view. Okay, now let us see this article in detail so that I will tell you where you can use these articles in your mains answers. So union government will launch a new urban poverty alleviation program when on October 1st, and it is targeting 25 cities. Urban means in cities. So it is a pilot project, and actually pilot project means nothing but testing. So they will implement and they will test whether it is feasible or not, and after the result they will implement in throughout our country. But this is a pilot project, and they will be focusing on helping especially vulnerable groups who are working in these informal sectors. Okay, so how this scheme will be helping? So this scheme will provide them financial aid, that means money support, and even they will be getting social protection and as well as credit access for micro enterprises. So if you dig deep into this article, it says that yes, now they are focusing on urban areas. So till now, whatever the schemes we had, for example, even employment scheme of MG Narega, which is in rural areas, not in urban areas, right? So here there are many poverty alleviation schemes in rural areas, but now we are going to focus on even urban areas. Okay, so we are targeting urban poverty, and we are recognizing urbanization can lead to increased disparities. Yes or no? What is disparity? There is income inequality. So can you write income inequality report relevant to urban areas now? So because of this increased disparities, which we are not managing properly in urban areas, yes, we need to come up with urban focused schemes. And this one here is we need to include diverse informal sector workers so that we can provide comprehensive support to those people who are present in the urban areas. And even they will be getting access to credit and as well as financial assistance. So it will be very much helpful for micro enterprises, and so that they can stimulate local employment, local economy, and we can also reduce the forms of informal. And next one here is social protection. So they will be getting some safety net for vulnerable workers so that they will be having occupational safeties, vulnerabilities, and as well as promoting especially proper employment in the urban areas. And next one here is we are also focusing on especially localized solutions in the urban areas. And actually it is a pilot project, that means test, learn, and scale project. So they will be implementing that in some areas, and they will be testing whether it is feasible or not. And later on they will be learning like what are the advantages, disadvantages. So advantages are more comparative of disadvantage. That is called as benefit analysis. and we can go for implementation throughout the country. And next one is we can ensure equitable urbanization. That means we can ensure the growth of urban to reach even marginalized communities. Okay, so this is about this scheme and advantages of this scheme. So see this article. What does this? Have you seen this image anywhere in your science and technology class? What is this? Army helicopter. Okay. Army to receive Apache choppers in December, deploy LCH, that is Light Combat Helicopter, in Ladakh next year. So this article is talking about Apache choppers. Choppers is nothing but helicopters. So it is very important because of specialities of this helicopter. And you have to see from which country we are going to get from, and you have to see what are the special features of this helicopter. So you can get a prelims based question from this topic from your science and technology. So now let us see why it is in news. So after a delay of more than 6 months, now RBI is going to receive first batch of AH-64E Apache attack helicopters from Boeing, when we are going to get in the month of December, so that we can incorporate in our army in the next year. Okay. So some facts regarding this helicopter are, it is very important and it is better known as an attack helicopter. By using this helicopter, we can do attacks. And we are getting this from Boeing from USA. And these are all weather capable. That means we can use during sun rays, okay, that means sunlight, or daytime. We can use in the night time, and even we can use in winter, summer, or any season it may be. Because of this, it is all weather capable. So if you see some airways, like even if there is heavy rainfall, some airlines will be get stopped. So at that time, if we need to use, or if we need to attack our enemy country, if the weather is not probable, will we win in the war? No. We need to have this all weather systems. So this is one of the example of all weather attack helicopter that we are having and that we are getting from USA. Okay. And next one here is the capabilities of this helicopter, or the first one is it can carry out precision attack. Precision means 100% reaching the target. And next one here is it can operate in hostile airspace with the threats from the ground, even if it is having the threat from ground. So it can be used to attack the enemies. And it can even transmit and receive battlefield picture through data uplinking and networking. So it will be also using the technology so that it can understand the battle area, and it can understand like where it have to target everything. And this one is it can also have shoot, fire and forget anti-tank guided missiles. So actually, do you know about this fire and forget mechanism, Agni? Yeah. Yes, Agni missiles having this technology of fire and forget. What is this fire and forget? Once we fire, we can't change the direction. Directly it will reach the target. So we can use this helicopter to launch this fire and forget anti-tank guided missiles. So it is a one important thing. And can also carries even fire control radars, which has 360 coverage. Okay, so we can see 360 degrees angle if you're using this Apache helicopter, so that we will be having good advantage in the warfare. So these are the advantages of this Apache helicopter, so that it can be used even in the night vision systems as well. Okay, see these two articles. MP cabinet sets MSP for soya bean purchase at rupees 4,892. So don't remember this. Our topic is MSP. What is this MSP? Minimum support price. So what is this minimum support price? Before sowing of grains by the farmers. So price will be decided by the government, so that farmers will take an informed decision like whether they will be going to that or not. So what if after getting the produce, farmers are getting less price on MSP? So what they can do? We have one more alternative scheme, that is PM Asha. Yes, so that government is ensuring proper price to the farmer. So here you have to see what is this MSP first one and why MSP is required. Okay, so see these dimensions. On these dimensions only you will be getting questions in your mains. First one is what is MSP? What is minimum price, minimum support price? Who will recommend this? It is very important, and you already got a prelims question on this. So which organization recommends and which organization approves? Recommendation who will be doing and approval who will be doing. And next one is you have to see why we need MSP. Next one is what are the advantages of MSP and on what basis, it is very important, on what basis this MSP will be calculated, and you have to see what are the debates going on or what is the controversy regarding this formula of calculating this MSP, and you have to see what are the challenges in this MSP, and at last you have to add about PM Asha. So in these dimensions only you will be getting question, okay? And see this another article. Zelensky meets, who is Zelensky? Ukraine. Okay, Zelensky meets Modi in US. Why he is meeting Modi in US? Why Modi in US? Uh, because of Quad Summit. Okay, because of Quad Summit and because of even United Nations Summit. So he is meeting. So why he is expressing gratitude for efforts towards peace? So which country started this peace process in yesterday's class? I said Singapore, not Singapore, Switzerland. Yes, Switzerland negotiated or started this peace process of Ukraine, and finally India joined that. India is also ensuring peace between Russia and Ukraine, and in that context, our Prime Minister also visited Ukraine. Okay, finally, whenever these two people met and they sat together, he showed his gratitude. So, what are the ethical dimensions you can see? So, try to see the ethical dimensions. Gratitude means gratitude. Why gratitude? Come on. Why gratitude? Concern about? Okay, think about this. Okay, wherever we are getting international relations, you have to see the ethical dimension because you're having the concept called as ethics in international relations. One topic, and even environmental ethics, economical ethics. Okay. So you have to see that, okay? So that we'll be discussing in our ethics classes. So see this topic. Tamil Nadu appoints officers to keep tabs on schemes. What is this article? Keeps tabs on schemes. So, you know, if you see any government scheme, there are some implementing challenges and some loopholes. So, even though everything is on paper, but there is nothing happen on practicality. So, because of this, the significance and outcomes of the schemes is decreasing. The relevance of the schemes is decreasing, right? So, you said many times, like if you want to implement scheme, what we have to do. So it is one example, and you can use this in your ethics or even in governance, wherever it may be. Like Tamil Nadu taken one step forward. It appointed new monitoring officers in all districts to monitor whether the schemes are going well or not. So if you are implementing this in each and every state, can we increase efficiency of governance? Can we increase public service delivery? Can we increase governance system? Yes, in your governance and in your ethics, you can use this case study. Clear? You have to remember this type of things. Okay, see this article, Tamil Nadu government has appointed new monitoring officers for each district to oversee the review of welfare programs on monthly basis. Okay, so this initiative as stated in the government order by Chief Secretary, and the important aim behind this is to ensure effective implementation of schemes. So why? They have to ensure special focus on auditing and even monitoring. So in this way, what will happen if you are appointing this new monitoring officers? What will be the advantage? Tell me. What will be the advantage? Yes, we can enhance oversight. Yes, we can enhance oversight on this welfare program so that we can ensure accountability, transparency. So wherever you are writing ethics and governance, you have to use these words, accountability, transparency. There will be nothing wrong if you're using these two words. And next one is there will be regular monthly visits that will allow timely assessments and as well as adjustment, so that it will helpful for increased outcomes of beneficiaries. Okay, so who are beneficiaries? There will be increasing of outcomes of that scheme. And next one here is initiative which reflects Tamil Nadu state government committed for promoting of social welfare, and they want to use the resources utilized that should be utilized efficiently. So if we are not having proper monitoring, we don't know, like if we are allocating 100 crore rupees for a scheme, what happens? Some people, they will gulp them, right? So we will be ensuring the proper utilization of resources. And next one here is guideline compliance. So here they will be operating under special guidelines so that they can promote proper consistent monitoring. So not only appointing these people is important now, they have to follow some SOPs, okay, standard operating procedures. That is also very important. And next one is this initiative which showcase that yes, you're following a structured administrative framework and what are the responsibilities at the different tiers, so that that will lead to better governance at the district level. So these are the keywords that you have to use: structured administrative framework, responsibilities, better governance. Okay. And next one here is there are some political challenges, because obviously you will be having some higher pressures, but even though if you are coming out of challenges and if we are implementing that at the ground level, obviously we can get the fruits. Okay. And what is the impact from the public? Yes, public will ensure this kind of things, they will be accepting this and they'll be welcoming this kind of steps from the government. Okay, so that it will be helpful for even increasing of public trust. Yes. Okay, so these are the things that you have to see. And there are two other articles. Yes, this is very important. So we got AI related article, sorry, article, not article, question. So in your ethics paper, first question is about how AI can be used to increase administrative efficiency, right? Yes or no? First question. Say this article title, Lok Sabha using AI and machine learning. Can you use this as an example? Okay. So you have to write this kind of things as examples. Yesterday I said about lots and lots of example where we can increase administrative efficiency by using this AI. So you can use, even Lok Sabha speaker said that we are going to use artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies so that we can make our house proceedings in regional languages. So which language we'll be using? Normally in English language, right? So there will be other people who are from different states, they might not be knowing English. So they are using this machine learning and as well as AI for to continue this proceedings in regional languages. Write this somewhere, it is very important. And see this second article, ESC asks for CAQM's report on burning stubble. Yesterday itself I said, you will be getting bored and I will be getting bored to discuss this articles regarding stubble burning. Again, there is one more article. So here you have to focus on CAQM report. Okay, CAQM. What is the CAQM? Commission for Air Quality Management. Because now onwards, always there will be much more increased focus on Punjab and Haryana regarding the stubble burning. Okay, so here you have to know about what is stubble burning, why stubble burning. So is there any alternative regarding stubble burning? Like we have Pusa decomposer, and you can use happy cedar machines, but they are very costly compared to that of just 1 rupee matchbox. Okay, so you have to give some alternatives if you are a DC or if you are environment related secretary in that state. So what are the steps that you are going to take to control this stubble burning? So this may be a case study next year. Okay, so you have to see what are the steps to be taken to control this problem of stubble burning. Okay, next article, Indian Railways to overhaul aging signaling system for better safety. Okay, so even we yesterday discussed about AI in railways, like covered system and European controlling system. So actually one important reason for increasing of railways accidents in India is, first one is covered system which has not been effectively implemented in each and every train. And this one is even we don't have proper signaling system. Okay, so covered system, for that our government, what is the answer they gave? So we are going to bring the European control system. So we are going to implement that. Okay, but what about the solution for this old signaling system? So this is the thing that mainly said that they are going to change this old signaling system. Okay, so here many signaling system remaining functional beyond their recommended lifespan. For example, if the lifespan is 5 years, they are working more than 5 years. So this is the one important problem. That means outdated, retired signaling system you are using in our Indian railways. Okay, retired people. For example, if you are continuing this retired people in so and so organization, whether the efficiency will be increased, obviously efficiency will be decreased. So if you are using this uh, remain functional, that is outdated systems even in our administration, how the negative impacts are there. In the same way in the railway system, in this railways also aging signaling systems are also causing lots of problems. So because of this, now many rail accidents are happening, and you have to note down the examples of rail accidents where it had happened, and even the name of express. So which express and in which area. Okay, and see this article, unemployment rate has not fallen, says labor survey. So what is this article talking about? Unemployment. So what is unemployment? People who are willing to work but they're not getting jobs. Simple. The people who are willing to work but they're not getting jobs, it is called as unemployment. So can you tell me different types of unemployment? Structural unemployment, frictional unemployment, cyclical unemployment, disguised unemployment. In agriculture, which type of unemployment? Yes, seasonal unemployment. Next. Under unemployment. Next. Okay, so what are the reasons for unemployment? Yeah, skill, education, lack of training. Next. Outdated education. Next. So what are the measures taken by government to control this unemployment? Make in India, Skill India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Next. Can we achieve our target of Viksit Bharat 2047 without addressing this unemployment problem? Then what are the still measures need to be taken? Think on this line. So on this lines only you will be getting question in your means. Okay. Yes. Regarding this, they will be adding. So you have to see economic survey of that year and as well as budget, so that you will be getting lots of examples and data. So that thing you can directly use in your economy. And you have seen the paper of GS paper, how it is. So based on static, you got only one or two, but remaining is entirely based on current affairs. So you have to see that year budget and economic survey so that you can write easily answers. Already you gave answers also, right? I think you might not have felt that much tough. Yes or no? Okay. So this article is important from your GS paper 3 from economy point of view. And this article is talking about work in agriculture, workers in agriculture. Okay, so say this article is saying that periodic labor force survey for July 2023 to 2024, which says that unemployment rate remains at 3.2 percentage. And if you're comparing from last year, there is no change. That means, can I say, or will you accept, like what are the schemes taken by the government, they are not making any improvement? Okay, so tell me, what are the schemes regarding unemployment? So this article is talking about especially agriculture. That means it is in rural areas. Yes. So can you tell me employment scheme in rural areas? MG Narega. So you can write about efficiency of MG Narega. Yes. Yes or no? So yesterday we discussed one. So not yesterday, in GS paper 2, like social sector schemes, will they are achieving their objective? So there I said about poverty is 8.8 percentage, multidimensional poverty despite of many schemes. Can you add about even unemployment in rural areas now? Can you give this report of periodic labor survey? Says that from July 2023 to 2024, unemployment rate is unchanged despite of increased funds or despite of increasing this MG Narega. Can you add this? So in this way, you have to use this data in writing your means. Clear? Okay, so while there is a very slight increase in agricultural employment and improved female workforce participation in and this manufacturing sector is exceptionally stagnated. So can you see about some schemes regarding manufacturing sector? Production linked incentive scheme. Can you write about the significance of this scheme now? Production linked incentive scheme. So when you're talking about production linked incentive scheme, if it is not working, can we ensure increasing of exports? Can we ensure there will be decreasing of trade deficit? Everything is again interlinked. Okay? Yeah. Now let us see the details. Like there is stagnant unemployment rate. So there is no improving of unemployment rate. That means there is no proper job creation. And actually, so this article is saying that from agriculture employment is increasing. So if there is no proper implementation of MG Narega, the people will be obviously shifting into this agriculture sector. So you can add that. And actually there is increasing of unpaid family labor. That means disguised unemployment is increasing, and there is rising of there is also rising of concerns regarding quality job opportunities under this MG Narega programs and rural livelihood mission program. And next one is the female participation growth is somewhat increasing, so that we can understand that there is some positive significant growth or changes that we can see. And next one is the manufacturing sector is at stagnant. That means government need to take much more steps to give incentives for MSME especially. Okay. And next one here is, if you see rural versus urban unemployment, so there is a lot of difference between urban and rural employment. Okay, urban employment or more competitive of rural employment, so that we need urban employment programs as well, like MG Narega. We need to also implement this kind of schemes in urban areas. And this one is always there is a problem from youth. Youth unemployment concerns are increasing day by day. Because of that, we are not harnessing full potential of demographic dividend of our country. Okay, again that will be loss. And this one is, if you see the overall employment scenario, there is a need of comprehensive policy so that we can address this persistent issues of unemployment in our country. Clear? So I also told like how you have to link with other subjects and even how you have to use this in your mains. Okay, now let us see the next question. Next topic. Actually, this topic is entirely based on your statics. So do you know about this National Education Policy 2020? National Education Policy 2020? No? Today I will give you a question on that. So from today onwards, again, we are going to start our exercise of writing mains answers from current affairs. So I had been stopped because of analyzing of your mains questions. So it will be becoming burden on you, like sitting in the class for more than 2 hours, listening, and again after going, reading current affairs, writing, it will be burden. So what are steps I'm taking, what are the actions I'm taking every day, it is for your sake. Okay. So from today, I will be again restarting that, and today I will be giving you a question on national education policy. So here this article is talking about national credit framework. So do you know, like if you go to any, okay, you had your education, you done your schoolings, intermediate, degree, and even some one did PGs, etc., PhDs. Okay, so while you are writing, so how the education will be determined in India? Based on your grades and marks. So do you know about these credits? So if you have studied in CBSE schools, you might have know about these credits. What are these credits? Okay, yeah. Mm. So the performance is based on your credits, but normally in our state syllabus, the performance is based on the marks. So for example, 10th class, we'll be having 600 marks. I'm the school topper at that time. So I got around 560 marks in that time. So if you see the comparison between the CBSE and state syllabus, they will be having grade system. Okay. So now actually, so what is this national credit framework is, we want to focus on especially higher education institutions. So if you are taking about our higher education system, so they will be just teaching the things and you'll be writing exams and you will be passing out. But there is no vocational training, and even what are the practicals are there, so you'll be not having good practical knowledge. Yes. So here our national education system is saying that we have to focus on credit framework, that is called as national credit framework. According to this framework, academic year will be defined by the number of hours students put in and even how many credits they are getting them. Okay, that will be given in each academic year. So this credit system, which is consisting of three verticals, so it can be given in the school education, it can be given in now higher education, and as well as it can be also including the skill qualification, that is vocational training is also included under this national credit framework now. So that means it is an integration of academic and as well as vocational education, and it is as per national education policy. And actually, if you see this credit system, the total national learning hours in a year for an assignment will be 1200 years. So 1200 hours. So minimum you have to get 40 credits to be earned for 1200 hours of learning. Every year with 20 credits per semester of 6 months. That means in engineering you will be having like semesters, like for 6 months exam and after 6 months exam. So in the same way, here we will be having 2 semesters. So per year you will be getting like total will be 40 credits, and per semester you will be having 20. Okay, so here this notional hours refers to the time that an average student should attend the classes. That means we will be having minimal qualification of that year will be 75% of attendance. If you're not having attendance, you have to pay. What is that? What is that fee? There is one word, Connor. No, there is one word from engineering students. Engineering guy. So if you're not having that 75%, how much how much fee you have to pay? Uh, okay, okay, I don't know that. But like that, in this national credit system, you need to attend the minimum number of hours, and the total credits earned by the entire schooling. So in the schooling period, total credits will be 160 credits, and at the end of 3 years of bachelor degree course, total credits will be 120, and if you are completing PhD, it would be 320. Okay, so based on this, they will assess your performance in your education. So this is called as national credit system. And in this credits also we have several levels, level 1 to level 8. So normally schooling will be till 5th and later on till 8th. Okay, so that is the thing. And what are the challenges if you go from schooling to higher education to PhD? Then what happens? The levels will be different. So we can't give the same criteria. So if you see schooling, yes, if you are not well, also your parents will be insisting to go to school. That is not in the case of higher education or PhD. So you will be having your own fundamental rights. You will become major. So if someone say why not going, it is my fundamental right. Yes. So here there is a difference in the standardization in this vertical. So we can't impose the same credit level for each and every stages. So this is one challenge. And this one is even there is a concern regarding data security and privacy. So nowadays, earlier in my school days, we used to have register and they used to call roll number 1, 2, 3, yes sir, no sir, absent sir, like that. But now we have biometric systems. So what happens whenever we are using this technology? Obviously, there will be issue of data security and privacy. So these are the challenges in this credit system. Okay, clear? So these are the important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding, and I hope you enjoyed this class. So if you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And thank you so much for watching.